everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Legion, Season 1, Episode 4, Chapter 4. I am your host, Clio, and with me I have the world's angriest boy in the world.
Giles, do not eat that, but mother! That's what I would imagine. That's what I would imagine the world's angriest boy in the world would sound like while he's talking to his mother while eating some tape. I named him Giles because he looks like a Giles.
He looks like a Giles? I can see that.
He looks like a Giles.
I can see that. Alright. This episode started, and I felt like, okay, we're gonna get some answers here. Maybe not a lot of answers, but we're gonna get a couple of answers. And then I ended.
No.
The episode ended. I'm just like, fuck, I have more questions than I started with. So, I feel like we have to start with Oliver.
Yeah, Oliver.
He's like our intro into this episode. He narrates.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was like, is this like a separate thing from the episode, and this is like not an actual character, or is he like relevant to the plot? I don't know. Is this like a cutaway? Is this like a Family Guy cutaway thing?
It was a solid 5 minutes. His like scene, and after like 3 or 4 minutes, I was like, did I start watching the wrong show? And I had to like check, and I'm like, okay, I'm watching Legion. What the fuck is happening?
I don't know. I thought we were... See, when I first saw it, I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Is this like an educational portion of the show?
Oh, Brian's saying he got a Lemony Snicket vibe from the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, well, there's no... that's not who this is, but... Yeah, it's kind of like that, where...
Yeah.
Where... I mean, similar in that show, this person is a character that's relevant to the story, but they happen to know... They seem to know what's going on. They're like omnipresent, almost.
Yeah. And we don't know a lot about Oliver yet. We just know he's trapped, and his body is in a freezer, and for whatever reason, he's in a diving suit.
I don't know.
Yeah. So he's not dead. I assumed he was dead. I
did too. With the whole...
how Melanie talked about him.
With like the Jarvis thing.
Yeah.
The Jarvis kitchen, the coffee maker.
Turns out he's all over the house because he's the alarm too. He was the voice saying intruder on whatever intruder.
Yeah, the coffee maker just stands out to me, so I just like to think he is a coffee maker. She just turned him into a coffee maker. That's it.
Coffee maker does stand out just because it was such a long story, and I do love that story, the story of the swan. But yeah, he's in like this weird ice floating room. It's not even a house, it's one room. It's like the size of my room.
It would like a little TV and some jellyfish lamps. They look like jellyfish to me.
Yeah. And like, what got me was he said every day here is the same. And then as David was leaving, he's like, on Wednesdays we have karaoke. And I'm like, but I thought every day was the same.
Maybe every day is Wednesday.
There you go. Every day is karaoke.
So, because if every day is the same and every day is a Wednesday, then every day is karaoke day.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe a weird hellscape, but I could deal with that. Every day be karaoke.
Yeah, but what's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, Jesus. I haven't been to karaoke in a long time. I always like singing Wanted, Dead or Alive by what's his name? Bon Jovi.
That one. I love that one.
Fun.
Yeah, that one's good. No, a good one. No, I do Don't Stop Me Now.
Yes. That's good. I don't know.
I want that song. Any Queen song. Can we have that, please, in this show? I feel like that would fit the show perfectly.
We should do Queen, you mean, or karaoke?
Well, I mean, yeah, both.
You mean in Legion?
Yeah, in Legion, I mean
Oh, okay, yeah.
that show because they do a lot of mostly like 70s style music.
Yeah.
In the first episode, they did an entire music video, but this show could get away with doing like just one, do Bohemian Rhapsody or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Oliver said a lot of things that didn't make sense. Some things that made a little bit of sense.
Some things that sounded profound, but I don't know if he made them up or not.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of both. He made it up, and it happened to be profound.
Yeah.
But there was something that he said that made me question absolutely everything. He said they're stuck in that astral plane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they're stuck there, and he told David, whatever you see out there, it's not real unless you make it real. So David, now I'm thinking nothing is real. Now I'm at the point where I'm like, none of it's real. David's made it all up. Nothing. I don't believe anything is real.
If he made it all up, then that means he can make it real. Then it is real. But then I don't.
Exactly. We're stuck in like a reality loop. But no. I'm not saying like Sydney's not real. What I'm saying is he's taken them and put them in a not real version of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think somehow they're all trapped in his weird reality.
He made an Earth 2.
Sort of, yeah. Because not only is Sydney still having the effects of she's seeing the angry boy. She saw
Giles.
him in the forest. She's seeing Giles. She saw him in the forest. But also Melanie saw the diving suit, which, okay, maybe Oliver has some sort of psychic powers. But what if David somehow projected that to Melanie and she's part of the I'm questioning absolutely everything.
That is things.
I don't know, but that line and the fact that he went from this place where nothing's real unless you make it real, he went seemingly back to the real world makes me think it's not real. But
I think it is.
Real.
No, I think it is.
I don't know.
I think it is because we were talking about the devil with the yellow eyes and how he wants to get out of, David's head. The creepy ass motherfucker, fat bastard. That's basically who he is.
He has skinny legs.
Fat bastard who skipped leg day.
Oh my god, he's got skinny legs. It's the worst thing ever.
Yeah, so we think he wants to get out. He's trapped in David's head. Yes. It's not just a voice in his head. It's actually an entity that's actually trapped in there, and he's trying to get out. Yes. And we saw this episode, and you know me, I love me some Lemmy. She being a shady bitch.
Yes.
Shady bitch.
Yes.
This episode, not giving him straight answers, and she wants to get out just as badly. Mm-hmm. And then that the creep thing at the end, her hand going over his shoulder, and like I didn't know whose hand it was, and then I saw who it was. I'm like, that is not you. That is not my Lemmy. That is the thingy. That is fat bastard.
Oh,
that's who it is.
Drew him. You drew him. No.
I drew him.
No. Yes. So, before Lenny does the thing and like the fingers and stuff, when she was convincing him to like do it in the first place, the beginning of that scene basically, I was like, wait, is Lenny the guardian? Is Lenny the thing that Melanie was saying is protecting David's mind from whatever, protecting him from the memories that really suck? So I was like, oh, maybe Lenny's the guardian, but then it's like the fingers are they're alluding pretty heavily to Lenny being the devil with the yellow eyes.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either. I'm sorry. I'm still stuck in the fact that he has tiny legs. He's got skinny legs. It's so gross. Oh,
It is gross.
I'm gonna
It's
have
gross.
nightmares.
That's why the bitch doesn't use them, because they don't work.
Oh man. Yeah, no. And in David's memories, it was Lenny wasn't there at all. It was Benny.
Yeah.
So did they happen to be two real people in his life?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like drawing the line between what's real and what's not is very, very hard at the moment.
I just love Lenny so much that I just want her to have been a real person, like a real awesome person that David met and that they were friends. But it's just now that we got this, you're throwing shit at us, Legion, and I don't like it. It's good, but I don't like it.
Yeah, yeah. I like every time I say something, I just have to stop because making my brain hurt. Dom, if you think time travel makes your brain hurt, come on this show. Let's start talking about realities. Forget time travel.
We probably will do that later in this show, probably.
Oh my god. Hopefully they save that for another season, because I don't think I can handle time travel on top of all this reality shit. Although, actually, time travel would work well in a show like this.
It would, but then I feel like then we would be, there would be like a pocket of time over here that ain't even real. That shit didn't happen, and then you got to go back to the thingy with the thingies and the wibbly wobbly. I can't ease us into it, please. You're just okay. So this is us, okay, and this is Legion.
You put your fist up and I was like, oh no, is this going where I think it's going? And it did. Okay. Let's switch gears. Let's talk about my favorite part of this episode, which is the Carries.
Of course. Carrie and Carrie.
Carrie and Carrie, my absolute favorite part of this episode. So we learn that they are actually two people in one body. Mm-hmm. And they are adorable. I love them.
Yes, kind of confusing. I was still trying to figure out like how they work.
Yeah. I'm guessing they can feel what the other's doing no matter how far away from each other they are.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing the male Carrie is the dominant body user. And, the kick-ass Carrie just sort of lays back every once in a while.
Yeah, this was... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, because she's so much younger than him.
Mm-hmm.
Because she doesn't age if she's outside his body.
Yeah, like I was trying to figure out like she ages, but she has to be outside the. I don't know how this works, and I'm still trying to figure out how this happens. Mm-hmm. And I feel like this could come into play with other characters possibly, because we had in the first episode we didn't really have like two people in one body per se with David and Sydney, rather they switched bodies. Like this whole body switching element, I'm really interested in and I want to see it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and I got so sad when like she got beat up and he was also getting beat up. Mm-hmm. And then she gets shot and he's like, there was no one else in the compound with him. Like he just gets shot. I'm just so sad.
And it's okay, because she got shot in the part where nobody needs it, right here. Nobody needs that part.
In the movie part.
Yeah.
Right there. And I love every time that happens, Mike is like, you could still die from that. And I'm like, nah, it's a movie. Yeah, they're fine. But yeah. I hope she lives.
She will.
Yeah. And he was talking to Melanie about it. He's like, I don't know what's gonna happen to her if I die. We're not sure what's gonna happen to him if she dies.
I just love them, and I don't want anything to happen. I love all these characters, and I don't want anything to happen to them. And Amy, my sweet Amy.
Ah, sweet Amy. We got a little bit of sweet Amy this episode.
Just a bit, just a little bit.
Yeah. She finds Dr. Kissinger. He's in the cell next to her.
That's convenient.
Yeah. And clearly those cells are meant to drive you crazy. They're at an extreme angle. They flash like bright lights in your face. Like
you can't lay down
yeah.
comfortably like that.
No.
It's just like your head is not at an angle where it will be comfortable to the rest of your body. It's just not. You people are sick, okay? You people are sick, and it's
not cool. Yeah, the division's messed up, man.
And I don't know what you're feeding her, but like it looked gross, and just this I don't like when she was eating the food. I don't like it in shows or in real life when people can eat food and I can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they talked a little bit, and we find out that their dog wasn't real.
Yeah, King.
He was talking to King his entire childhood, and that dog was not real. Dog was not real.
So apparently he would talk to other people, or not even people, or sometimes he would just like respond to conversations that he shouldn't have been hearing because he wasn't in the room for those conversations, but he could totally hear them because he was totally reading their minds.
Yeah.
So at an early age... I mean, I assumed at an early age, like, his powers were always there, but I didn't know to what extreme. So it turns... So, like, from this episode, it seems like at a very young age, like, he was able to hear other people's thoughts. He just didn't realize that he wasn't, like, not actually talking to them.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, he could have just been hearing random voices. Like, yes, he did... read his sister's mind by he didn't know what he was doing. He was a kid, but things she hadn't said out loud he knew. Conversations he'd heard, but just heard.
Yeah, so these weren't like voices in his head. Like, these weren't personalities.
At least as far as we know, it could be both.
Maybe
he could have been experiencing both at the same time.
Well, I assumed my original theory was that he wasn't hearing like voices, and they weren't personalities in his head. Those were just the personalities of other people, of the minds that he was reading. And then, so I guess this episode says like, yeah, that's it, but it's also this other thing.
It's all the things, probably.
All the things. You have all the powers.
You have all. It does it have to do with the mind? You have it. Can
you fly? Yeah.
Yeah. Is it some form of psychic power? Yes. You just have it. So I'm gonna jump back into the is this real or not pool. David killing his therapist or beating the shit out of his therapist.
Possibly.
I think David actually killed his therapist.
I think he did too. I don't like to...
There's something about that fucking lighthouse where I'm like, that is not a real lighthouse. No real person would live in a house like that. It's like, that's not real.
I was thinking about BioShock. I don't know for those of you who have played BioShock, you know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And specifically BioShock Infinite. With that creepy ass lighthouse, it's at the beginning of the game. If you've played even like the first 10 minutes, you know what I'm talking about. Creepy ass lighthouse, dead dude, holy water, all that shit.
Yeah.
That isolation scares me.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, I mean, while playing that game and watching this scene, I cannot. That it makes me uncomfortable. I can't imagine myself or anyone living in a place like that.
Mm-hmm.
So this show does a really good job of like putting you on edge, at least for me anyway, and just like making me feel uneasy. Because like this show just taps into like all the things
Yeah.
that make me uncomfortable.
I have to watch the show in the middle of the day because of the devil. Because I get up and I walk in circles. I'm just like, nope, nope,
No, I can't. I can't.
can't,
I
won't,
can't.
nope, don't do it. Stop
No.
that.
You stay. No, you start. You need to start walking too, Mister. Okay, you can't have you sitting there and your creepy ass eyes with the dark circles. No, because I swear your eyes are gonna fall out. That's what it looks like, and I can't handle that. And angriest boy, world's angriest boy in the world. You're scary too, but I prefer you.
Yeah, I
Over
agree.
because like whenever I see Giles here, I just imagine him in his funny little British accent, complaining about things to his mother.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of doodles, I was doodling this episode. Oliver talked about the type of stories that you tell your kids. So one teaches you empathy about the little bunny named Frizzy Top.
Yes.
Yeah, who saves the day with like what was it? Saves the day with like courage and like cuteness
and being
or something.
cute, yeah.
And being cute, yeah. And then the other story is Oliver Bird, step away from the ocean because you are going to drown.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and this is a story about Frizzy Top who got too close to the ocean and he drowned. So I drew a picture from that. I drew a picture from that story.
Oh, nice.
That's Frizzy Top.
Nice. And he also said, like, part of his ramblings in the beginning, because he said a lot in the beginning. Another part, because he kept stopping and starting, was, in peace we attack ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Well, in peace, the warful person attacks themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is interesting, and I'm trying to obviously that connects with the show, but it's got to connect to a specific. I feel like it has to connect to a specific part, and I'm not sure we've really.
I'm sure it connects to a specific character, but I don't know who. And I would assume
I don't feel like any of us are in a peace. Any of them are in a peace time.
No, I would assume he's talking about David.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I still don't know like any of these characters' motivations or what they're all about, and I don't even know who's good and who's not. I don't even know if Cindy's good, or Sydney's good. But I love her.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I just don't know with her, and I don't even trust David because it's David. I want to trust Emma. I want to trust Emma Frost, but again,
the more and more we go on, the more I'm like, she's not Emma Frost.
I know. I want her to be.
Yeah. But in terms of David, we're learning these things that I feel like he kind of knows about himself, but he's blocked it out.
Yeah. He doesn't want other people to know about it. But also, it could be he doesn't want to remember it.
Yeah.
Because I think he's trying to change that. Because I'm sure after watching this episode, because before I thought David was fine, like he's done some fucked up shit, but like I'm sure he didn't like mean to harm anyone. But after watching this episode, I'm convinced like David can actually do some damage and not just to like property, to other people.
Mm-hmm. And they mentioned that there's something in his subconscious, in his brain, that is guarding him, that's protecting him. And that might be another personality that we haven't seen yet that's trying to... But then on the other side, Oliver said the monster's making him forget about itself. So... maybe there's a guardian and then the devil's also making him forget and the guardian's like cleaning up the memories, or I don't know.
Well, I think David is the guardian.
You think David's protecting himself?
David is protecting himself. He's blocking out those memories. Because I had a theory about, because Sydney this episode was like trying to like think of reasons. She's like, okay, maybe David wouldn't do that. Like maybe it's something else. Like she was trying to defend David about the horrible shit that he did. So I'm thinking Devil with the yellow eyes like influences David to do these things, and then David is like struggling with like, okay, did like the devil make me do that, or did I do that of my own volition? I don't really know, and I don't want to deal with that shit, so I'm just gonna block it out.
Yeah. And I just thought of something a little off from that, but a reason why I think the therapist is actually dead is because when they were interviewing the therapist, talking to him, he didn't know what the stars said. I feel like the real therapist actually heard what the stars said. And I want to know what
I
they
want to
said.
know too. I want to know what the stars said. Who are the stars? Who are the stars?
Yeah.
They're not. They're not stars. They're not actual stars that are talking.
No, someone was talking to him, and David just thought they were the stars.
The stars. I'm trying to think of like X-Men characters that could possibly be that. I'm trying to think of like, really obscure Marvel characters, the cosmic ones. I can't think of anything. Yeah.
Cloak and Dagger? No.
No.
No. Yeah, no.
Like so far this show has not really, as far as I know, these are original characters. I mean, except for, David, of course.
Yeah, that I'm not sure about. I'd have to look into it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's talk about Perm.
Perm, yeah.
Whose name I forgot. Albert? Wesker? No.
Wesker.
So I was trying to figure out what Perm's powers are, and I don't know. What are they? He wasn't afraid of getting shot. Paul shot him 3 times in the chest, and he didn't take any bullets. I don't know.
I don't know what you are.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know, maybe he's like David. Maybe he's like David, like, what the fuck are you?
Yeah, maybe he's got some sort of psychic powers.
I'm sure everyone in the show has psychic powers. Everyone.
Yeah.
Different varying degrees of psychic powers, but all psychic powers just the same. I don't know what he is. I thought he was like one of those werewolf mutants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but now, no, I'm not sure. I have no idea.
We don't know I don't even know if he's real. Is he real? I don't know.
I don't know. Well, Sydney...
He's not real and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I guess not. Sydney touched him, and they switched places.
Mm-hmm.
So if Sydney's real, he's real. Unless we're in David's mind still. Then that changes, like, everything.
I was so sure. Like, first episode, I was, like, so sure. I'm like, okay, you're real, you're real, you're real.
Yeah.
David's real, Sydney's real, Perm is real.
Now
I don't know.
I don't know anything. Yeah. We're in this weird place of nothing but questions.
Like, I find this show hard to talk about, not because it's bad or, it's terrible writing. It's, like, really good. Mm-hmm. Just, you throw so much of the shit at us that I can't catch all of it. And it's sticking in some places and it's falling off in other places. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of that I'm sure is on purpose.
I mean, of course.
To keep us guessing until the end.
Even then, I don't even think we'll have half the answers that we want at the end.
I would be fine with a quarter answers.
I'd be fine to know if, I don't care, about the division. I don't really care about Summerland. I just want to know what's up with David and Sydney. Are they two going to be a thing for a while? Because I would be so upset if Sydney is never existed.
Yeah.
And David's just alone.
Aw. Yeah. Because thinking about, like, if they're in reality or if they're in like a David concoction
Or the danger room.
or the danger room. Because even Paul was like, I'm sure this is real. And then he was like,
I think.
I think. And I'm like, that's not inspiring confidence, Paul. Get it together. Yeah, honestly, that's all I have. Did you have anything else to say about this episode?
I don't know. I was trying to think of ways, like I was trying to think of like ways they could tell if it's like real or not.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about, there was a Batman the Animated Series episode of I think it was, I forgot who the villain was in that episode. I think it was the Mad Hatter. It was probably the Mad Hatter. Okay, so Batman wakes up one day and his parents are alive and his life is completely normal.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still Bruce Wayne, like he's still rich, but like his parents are alive. Yeah. And then he comes to find out that he's not Batman. There's someone else who's Batman. And like it's this whole thing. He's like, I don't know what's going on. Like everything's all messed up. And then he tries to like read a newspaper, but he can't. That's when he realizes he's dreaming, because you use the left side of the brain to dream and you use the right side of your brain to read. So that's why you can't read in a dream. So I was expecting something like that for this episode. I'm like, guys, pick up a book. You can't read it, and it's not real. Or or look at a clock. Look at a clock, and then look away, and look back at it. If it's like drastically different, then it's fake. But they didn't do that this episode, and I'm sure the rules don't apply in the show.
And I mean, I think the rules are flexible. We've seen, because Melanie picks up the book while they are definitely in David's brain. She picks up the book, The World's Angriest Boy in the World. She does read the whole thing. Or almost the whole thing. And we see their words. So maybe we'll go along and the rules will change and then they can't read as David unravels. I don't know. But that's interesting. But you're right. There have to be like rules.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We have the like episode description to end all episode descriptions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Next episode, chapter 5. David faces a new threat. That's it.
Written by Peter Calloway.
Yeah, right.
Semicolon, directed by Tim.
That's it. I just read a Walking Dead synopsis that was 3 times as long. Come on, guys. If you have less detail than a Walking Dead synopsis, you're in bad shape. Not that that's a bad thing, but like think about it. How would you explain one of these episodes to someone who's never seen it? I couldn't.
You can't.
You can't. That's literally the best they can do, because this show is so crazy.
You guys have to watch. If you're interested in the show, you need to watch it for yourself. No one can explain it to you. These little recaps that we do, you're probably lost if you don't watch the show. Because half of it is just me babbling because I'm like, is it real? We don't know. If you're interested in the show, go watch it because it is a great show, but people can't explain it to you. You just need to go in.
Yeah.
And then so based on that synopsis, that brilliant synopsis. Apocalypse.
He's just gonna show up.
He'll just show up. He'll just be there, chilling with the world's angriest boy in the world. It's like, hey, and Jesus.
Hanging out.
Hey, Jesus, how you doing?
Jacob, where can they find you?
You can find me here on YouTube at Jacob Salazar, or you can find me on Twitter. Tweet at me throughout the week, throughout the life at ToNowhereLand. That is TONOWHERELAND. Join the Nowhereland Society.
Yeah, you can follow me at Clio Moto. Just trying to figure out whether anything is real or not. And you can find all of us at ASO TV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some stuff you like, I bet. Just look. Good night, everyone.
Night.
Oh, God. What is real life? Real life? Is this real life?
I
don't know.